If there is one thing I've been very passionate about, especially for the last 2 years now, is to, I struggle a lot with a lot of things. We're starting out as a filmmaker, and I don't want to see other people do the same. And I also realize that there is a problem, like he mentioned, about how, you know, I don't think we are seeing a lot of creatives are saying, being creatives as a career. A lot of us are just seeing it as something we should, do like also like let me just do like the first speaker said, let me just do 1 year, 3K year, 4K year, until I started taking my creative career as a career. Let me just put it like that. Then I started seeing a lot of change, and I was just passionate about, okay, I think I need to start talking about this. And I made a bold step this January. I used to consult for an NGO as a full-time documentary filmmaker for them. So I resigned and just focused mainly on educating creatives online on how they can not only make clean visuals, but also not just make a living out of it, but build a career and a sustainable one from it. And today I'm talking about one topic that is really dear to my heart, more than pretty short, and I like to call it beyond clean visuals, beyond fine videos, beyond really cinematic videos. I'm sure we've heard that a lot of times. Everybody wants to believe, every videographer wants to believe their videos are cinematic, and cinematic can mean so many things. How intentional cinematographers build influence, culture, and economic value beyond aesthetics. Let me just say this. Let me start with this. You see, what makes your video a success is not how fine or how clean the visuals is. What makes your video a success is not how clean your shots are. It's not how cinematic your videos are. And the person that interviewed me this morning was asking me what is one thing I believe a lot of beginners are getting really wrong, and they are not paying attention enough to. And I will say, I said that is storytelling, because we have started moving away from optimizing to achieve the purpose of a video. When a client call me and that they want to make a video for anything, either it is documentary, short film, wedding videos, what have you, one of the first question I ask is, what is the purpose? Okay, I know we want to shoot a documentary about a boy suffering. Why? What is the purpose? Because at the end of the day, if my video is not able to achieve that purpose, then even if it's so cinematic and it got a lot of views, and the purpose for creating that thing to inspire that person, to spark a conversation that it needed to spark, if it's not happening, then that video is not a success. And that is what I want us to pay attention to today. So I said anyone can learn how to expose an image, but very few people learn how to make people feel something. I want you guys to think about any video you've seen online recently, and the video that resonated with you the most, the video that after watching you thought about it and you were like, oh my god, this video is so good, spoke to you and all of that. Or let me say this, a lot of people, I don't know if you're a videographer here or you're a filmmaker, have you ever felt like, how come my visuals are clean, then somebody on TikTok will just set their phone and just do one crazy thing, or just do what you believe is nothing? They will just do anything, like people like Pella, like we like to call them, Pella, Kataefe. They will just do one weird stuff, or some people will just be shaking their bum bum online. They will have millions of views. Then you will sit down, plan your shots, get your cinematic videos and all of that, and you're not going to get a result. How many of us just feel bad when that happens to us? You see, the reason why your videos are not getting the views you want is because they're not solving any problem. They're not resonating with people. Anybody today can get clean visuals, and getting clean visuals now, the barrier of entering to get clean visuals in this industry is getting smaller every day because of how cheap, 4K cameras are becoming. like only few filmmakers before could even achieve 4K. In fact, 4K, I remember when 4K, 4 or 5 years ago, 4K used to be an overkill. Like you won't be scrolling on Instagram and see 4K videos. But now, with your iPhone 17, with your iPhone 12, iPhone 13, you can get less than 500K. You can get 4K image quality. Before, for you to be able to achieve 4K image quality, you have to have very big cameras, different professionals on set. So it was difficult. So when people see clean visuals, they get so fascinated, like, oh my god, these videos is so clean. But I don't know the people you are following, but most of the videos I've been seeing recently, it's hard for you to see very low quality video online. Because now everybody has access to it, either on their phone or small cameras and all of that. And that is one edge you can have as a storyteller. Knowing how to tell stories that make people feel something. The reason Pella is trending, Pataife is trending, is because they are making people feel something. The reason Kagan is trending, the reason even the intellectuals and Harry is trending, because anytime you watch his video, you are able to get something. You are able to learn something. You are able to, of course, I say clean visuals get people's attention to watch your videos, but the storytelling is what will keep them. What they feel is what is going to keep them to continue watching. And in case you don't know, a lot of people also try to optimize for views. You optimize for views. And when you optimize for views, you start doing things like you're trying to get the perfect score. You are trying to get very first, they'll say first video, is the first 3 seconds or first 5 seconds of your videos has to be very intriguing, has to be attention grabbing. You know why that is also bad for you? Because if you focus too much on the hook and you're trying to get people's attention when they just see your videos, and at the end of these videos, people don't watch it to the end. It also affects your channel. It also affects your videos because now Instagram will now realize that people are not watching your videos to the end. Now Instagram will stop showing people, even though the first few seconds of your video, because they've come to understand. And there's a way algorithm has been evolving recently, like very fast. Algorithm of January is not the algorithm we have now. It's learning so fast. Before, with that 3 seconds hook, as long as you can hook people, the algorithm will just be showing other people. But now the algorithm has also learned that, okay, people watching to the end is as important. So you need to try as much as possible to stop optimizing for just views. And the first thing that should come to your mind whenever you want to create anything is, what am I trying? Let me tell you one story. Earlier this year, I told you did I introduce myself? I'm a documentary filmmaker, right? And I used to work for NGOs. But there's this particular NGOs that I was doing retainership with. So it was like a full-time job. I go there 3 times in a week before I just, quit and wanted to just focus on my personal branding and media company. I started creating content full time this January, and I wanted to get people's attention, so I started jumping on trends. I was making really funny content about filmmaking, of course, videography, and I was getting millions of views. I was really excited. But then I was getting 1.3 million, 1.1 million, and I was really excited. I was like, oh, this is good. But then I was now asking myself, okay, people will just come, hey, so nice, so fun, you are so funny, then they will go. And I'm asking, okay, so what's the, okay, I wanted to blow, okay, but now my videos are already getting 1 million, so what's the point? People will laugh, they will go, they will share to their friends, they will not even follow most times. They will go, they will share. Then the video can have like 1.3 views. Then I will have from that video, from the metrics I will check, I will have like 25 followers. Then I will make another video that will just make like 5K views. Then I will have 1K followers from 5K views. Then I will have like 50 people coming to my DM telling me, oh my God, I never knew this thing can be explained this way. I never knew that one can be. And I was stuck in between. Okay, but these views, I want it to reach more people. But this other kind of content, so I also, this is the point. This is what will make me feel fulfilled. This is where I want to go, because I also have a lot of products, digital products that I need to sell. And if people don't see me as an authority in my niche, there's no way they are going to want to buy from me. And so I now learned that, okay, it's actually not bad sometimes to optimize for views, but make sure that is not all you're doing. You optimize for views for awareness, to bring people to your page. Then you now use your educational content and your solid content, to feed them. Filmmaking is not just about cameras. It starts with it though. Then you need to learn lighting. You need to learn composition. You need to learn, movements. But that is not where filmmaking ends. And nobody hires you because your shots are beautiful. Even though sometimes people hire you. They hire you because your work solves problem, moves people, and tells stories that are worth remembering. There's one of my mentor that I love so much. In my early beginnings, as a videographer, I met him. His name is Papillon Mexi. How many people know Papillon Mexi here? None of you. You see, Gen Z. This is what I used to tell Papillon Mexi. A lot of new content creators and filmmakers don't know him. You see, when it comes to storytelling, there was when I met him the first time, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. People have already started shooting 4Ks. Then I realized Papi was not shooting 4K. But bro, if this guy shoots a wedding for you, you will think you're watching a reality TV show. Like, the stories were so intriguing, were so fascinating. Like, Papi can want to, shoot wedding interviews, and we tell you, no, I don't need to interview the bride. I want to get the housemate's perspective. That is how crazy he is about storytelling. And I can tell you for a fact that everybody that calls him to shoot their wedding, that is what they are looking for. They are not looking for the cleanest of the cleanest of the cleanest visuals. I've seen a lot of videographers with very clean visuals. Then I watch the video and I'm like, what stories? What are you trying to tell? What is the point of this video? You know that point that you're playing your video for a client and you're like, oh, okay, is that all? Okay, you're not trying to explain that. Oh, no, that place you saw. I'm trying to. If you always try to explain your videos to people, then your videos are failed. And most times, what makes clients call you is when your videos are able to solve problems. You need to make sure your videos are able to solve problems depending on the industry you are in. If you want to go into entertaining, nobody is saying you have to do anything serious. If you want to go into entertaining, then make sure your videos are entertaining people. If you want to educate, make sure your videos are educating people. If you're trying to create an awareness for something, make sure your videos is doing just that. Make sure that is your focus. It is good enough. It is good to have perfect lighting. But one thing about lighting, composition, and movement is that if it's not aligning with the story you are trying to tell, then you are missing it. The point of having great lighting is not for fine videos. The purpose of having beautiful lighting and cinematic lighting is not for clean visuals. It's to tell a story. The reason you should be able to explain why you have this light here, why you have this light, why you are setting this kind of mood. I know we've seen a lot of movies, and now I'm not talking about a lot of Nollywood movies, because I've seen a lot of Nollywood movies recently. Then I was seeing every fog light coming from the door. The entire place is blue, and I'm seeing different lights, red, yellow. It's fine, but it's not a stage play. Why will I wake up in the morning, enter my living room, and there's every ray of light coming from the door, blue everywhere, red is coming from... Of course, it's fine. If we were doing a podcast, that would be a very nice scene. If we were shooting a social media talking head video, that would have been a very nice thing. That is why sometimes when I'm watching movies with my wife does not like us watching movies together, because I'll be like, babe, you know that this is where the light is coming from, and this side, and she'll be like, but I can't see the light now. I say, that is the point. That is why I prefer watching these movies compared to Nigerian movies, because especially for some documentaries, movies, if I can tell where your light is coming from, then you should be able to light a scene for I'm not talking about social media talking head videos. You should be able to light a scene, especially when you're doing documentaries, movies, and it will just look natural. The window is on this side. Why is my key light coming from here? My brain will be trying to figure it out. Okay, what's going on here? Like, the window is here, but this place is dark. This place is dark, but light is here on my face. What is going on? So make sure all of your elements of film, the elements of film you're using, the lighting, composition, movement, aligns with the kind of stories you're trying to tell. That should be what will motivate your story. After you've decided this is the story I want to tell. I'm trying to tell a story of a mother that lost a newborn. Then why is everywhere bright? Is she happy that her child is dead? You have to set the mood. Even before listening to the audio, I should be able to feel the pain. I should be able to feel how she feels. You understand? Then the composition, how you set your composition, also determines how your audience or people watching your video are going to feel. Take notes, feeling. Feeling is important. How you want them to feel. These are the things that will determine how you want them to feel. Where you place your subjects in the camera. You will see that when you're watching videos, when you're watching movies, and they're trying to show somebody very powerful, especially all those Indian movies, you see that low angle shot from one corner that will make the person look very giant. Even when the person is not that giant, the angles of the camera, we already tell that, okay, this person coming is an hero, is the one that is going to kill everybody. You understand? So make sure, and when they are showing videos of somebody being overthrown, you will see that the camera angle will be from up. So make you feel it. Imagine shooting a fight scene on gimbal. Smooth shots. They are throwing punch and everything is just smooth. Something will feel weird because your feeling is telling a different story. What your eyes is seeing is also, your eyes is seeing different thing. You are feeling a different thing. Then everything is just mixed up. It's not aligning. So you have to make sure what the person is saying, what the person is doing aligns with your lighting, aligns with how you frame your shot, your composition, aligns with how you move. That's where I brought the example of fighting scene with gimbal. When you're shooting fighting scene, it has to be handheld so that the viewers can also feel the shake, so that it affects how your viewers feels. And very important, that's not where it ends. The biggest lie creatives believe is that beautiful shots are enough. This is the most dangerous belief a cinematographer can hold. Beauty alone does not build a career. It opens doors. Of course, I can tell you for a fact that most of the jobs I've gotten today, because I'm very good with lighting, not like I'm blowing my own trumpet though, but when it comes to lighting, I'm very good with lighting. And, a lot of jobs I've gotten, over the years has always been from people seeing my shots, like, oh, your visuals are so clean, your lighting are so good. But when the real work comes, especially when you're doing a lot of documentary and stuff, if your shots are clean, but you're unable to tell the stories, or the videos is not resonating with the audience it's supposed to resonate with, the reason they will now call me back is because that video, when they played it, people were touched, people cried, were able to, the people we played it for, it changed their perspective. That is what they will see. Beautiful shots, like even when you're doing social media content, when you have very clean visuals, it will make people stop. This shot is nice. So then they will not listen to, but if you're saying nonsense, they'll just move. Beautiful shots will get attention, but stories will build trust. And that is why you see, recently we have a lot of content creators online that they are able to build that trust, build community, build a solid brand for themselves, not because they have really clean visuals. In fact, most of the top creators we have in Nigeria are not even using cameras to shoot. Why? And that is where you have the edge. We have professional cinematographers here, right? Professional videographers. I thought we were raising our hands. We have that is where you have the edge. Because if you can give clean visuals, clean videos with good storytelling, you will always kill it. You will kill it every time. You will kill it. I have really clean visuals though, but I've never gotten any message in my DM about how clean my visuals is. It's always about how my videos make them feel. Not, oh my God, your visuals are so clean, can be in the comments. But what will make people buy from me, it's not just about how clean my visuals are. It's about the contents of my storytelling. Trust also creates opportunity. Opportunity creates wealth. I resigned from where I was doing my 9 to 5, and January, February, I was doing content creation just full time and no more. Nigeria is not easy, and I'm married. And I was like, I need to look for side hustle, this content creation thing. Just 2 months though. Alone cannot pay me. In fact, Facebook have not even monetized me yet. YouTube have not monetized me yet. So how am I going to make money? I said, okay, let me just, I've been teaching people online for free. Let me just try to, organize a class. Then everybody was excited. I had plenty views, hundreds of thousands. Oh man, we can't wait, we can't wait. Well, guess what? They wait to, they waited. So I was not like, what is going on? I wanted to sell 30 tickets and just like 4 people, part of the 2 were in Lagos, and I didn't want them to stress. I just cancelled it. Then there was this thing people have always been commenting on my videos that we love your lots. We love your colors. Can you teach us color grading? Sell us your lots. And I'm like, lots will not solve your problem. Lots, come and learn. You understand? Lots will not solve. At a point, I was like, out of anger, because I've given so much. I was able to grow my Instagram from, I think, less than 1,000 this January to now 15,000 or 14,000 plus. So I've been able to give back, and people have trusted me. But now I was now struggling to know, okay, will people really buy from me? Until I just decided, out of anger, let me just create this lot, my color grading presets. Let me just release it. Oh boy, I slept and woke up with almost $2,000. People bought from over 12 countries because it was not just. Of course, I have people that after I released mine, they also released theirs, and they were like, when I have more people no buy you. Because people cannot buy. Because it's not just about showing them clean visuals. It's about building trust. If you've not built trust, it's impossible for you to really look at content creation, look at cinematography, look at being a creative as a business. Look at it as a long-term game. It's not possible for you to want to start a business today and just today. If it's a business, not also, you can get a job today and get salary by the end of the year. But if you're starting a business I say end of the year, end of this month. If you're starting a business this month, it's not possible for you to start reaping from this month. Then there are structures you put in place. There's a way you want to do your thing so that you can gain people trust. And one of the fastest ways to gain people's trust is by giving value. It's by giving value. I know we all want to trend. A lot of people want to trend. But trust me, you don't want to trend for the wrong reasons. Maybe it's even good that you've not trended yet. Because some of you, with the kind of low value content you're creating, if you should trend now, it's dangerous for you. It can spoil your entire career. Maybe it's good that you are not trending. Because you have to make sure, before you trend, make sure you have something valuable, and make sure you are doing what you can do for a very long time. Because if you want to do test content, like let me just test this one, you go and blow doing rubbish, you have to continue doing that rubbish. So attention is good. So optimize for attention. Optimize for attention, but trust is what is really going to get you hired, because attention will make people see you. Attention is like billboard. You sample your work everywhere. The first 3 seconds, everybody's seeing you. Everybody love your clean visuals, love the 3D hook you did. Maybe you did one piano to appear. Everybody love that effect and all of that. Then they will follow you. They want to check your videos, but the contents of what you now said will now determine if they are going to stay, if they are going to now not just stay, keep watching, keep learning. When people keep getting value, then when you offer a product, then they are willing to pay. If you want to know that you don't have good storytelling, or your contents are not holding value enough, is when you keep getting one-off clients. This year alone, you've gotten 10 people that reached out to you. You've worked for the 10, but next year is different clients. Upper year is still different clients. Like, if your clients are not coming back, maybe this is what you should pay attention to. Because your works are clean enough, it's getting their attention. And also, this is not part of my this thing, but make sure your soft skill, pretty short, more than pretty short. And it's not just about storytelling. It's not just about making sure your storytelling is good. Even when your storytelling is good, when you have solid things in your content, make sure you have good soft skill, good attitude to work. Learn how to work with people. It's very, very important. I've seen a lot of content creators, cinematographers. You will be surprised that most of the richest cinematographers we have in Nigeria or in the world now are not the best, though. The people that are making money the most from this industry are not the best, though. They are the people that understand the business aspect of this thing. And one of the things you need to understand if you want to know the business aspects is people skill. I know you are a creative, because as creatives, we tend to be very proud. You are good at what you do. Like, why will a client be talking to me like that? What do you mean? Then a lot of us, we try to force our client to take our idea. Like, what do you mean? Your client does not know anything about cinematography, but your client knows the problem. Remember that when a client reach out to you, they want you to come and solve a problem. The problem is your client's problem. I want you to come and solve my problem, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you advice. Okay, this is how I think we can solve the problem. And because you are the cinematographer, and I'm still paying, don't forget, the client is the one paying you. You are good, right? But somebody is paying you. Then you are like, no, you can't tell me that. Oh, you can't, learn to work with people. Learn to manage. A lot of clients can be very difficult, but learn to manage, people. Is that all? Okay, I said every creative has 3 levels. One is being a camera operator. That's when you just started now. You are so motivated, you just want to shoot. You stop here, shoot that one, then you try to master, because as much as we are saying more than pretty short, or pretty short is important too, but it's just more than pretty short. It's not like pretty short is not important. You need to make sure you master the technicalities of being a good cinematographer or a videographer. It's very important. Before we even start talking about the business aspects, you have to make sure you get the technical aspect first. Master the art of filmmaking, understand lighting, understand composition, understand, movement and all of that. Then the second stage is storytelling, solve communication problems. At this time, you understand that your camera serves a message. You see, one of the reasons, and I'm not saying everybody should quit their job for this. So one of the reasons I just quit my job this year was because I realized I've been building other people's business. Our camera is a tool, though. That is not what makes us so. So sometimes I'm always laughing when I see filmmakers, when they ask them why are you charging so much. They say, do you know how much my FX6 costs? Do you know how much my FX3 costs? If that is the reason you are charging very high, then you failed as a filmmaker. So are you trying to tell me if they give you phone you are going to now drastically reduce the price of your or the price you charge. Or if you are supposed to use, let's say Ari Alexa, and now you are using FX3, you say, okay, because I'm using FX3 now, yeah, I'm now going to read. Of course, maybe cost of production, cost of renting of equipment, and all of that. But try as much as possible and to know that your camera is a tool, is not what makes you a good videographer. The reason you're a good videographer or a good cinematographer is not because you know how to use an FX3 or an FX6 or an FX9. Make sure it is because you understand how to use any tool. Any tool, I mean any kind of camera to create. And that is why most times you will see that if you're a beginner filmmaker here, I'm very sure if I give you this FX30 and I carry an iPhone that we should shoot a movie, I will most likely, just shoot better video. You need to understand, your camera serves a message. It's not just to shoot. That is when you realize that. I said I quit my job because I realized I was building other business, because it's there is no time like in 2026 now that personal branding has been more important. Every businesses want to be visible. Every businesses needs a videographer, needs a cinematographer, needs a media team. Then I realized, okay, I've been building other people and I need to build mine. Then I start seeing this craft as, okay, we are not just capturing moments. So okay, we are not just filming things. We are not just freezing moments like some people need to call it. We are actually communicating people's businesses. That is where storytelling is coming from, because every time you pick up a camera, we are trying to solve businesses' problem. We are trying to bring out people's idea. We are trying to visualize some clients. I know a lot of people have had this idea that your clients will just come to you and say, I want you to shoot this thing. Then you're like, do you mean do you mean this? Do you mean that? Then you visualize what your client is thinking and you bring it out for their audience to see, for their potential clients to see, and they start patronizing them. And the level 3 is to know that you shape conversations, and very few videographers and cinematographers get here. And what this is going to do to you is it's going to set you as a leader in your industry. It's going to set you as an authority in your industry. And at this point, that is why you see that if you want to shoot certain things in Nigerian industry, there are certain cinematographers you call or certain directors you call. You don't want to shoot music video now and call Funke Akedele. You don't want to shoot a movie now, like movie, and call who's this Ashake's director again? TG Omori. We know TG Omori to be a music director and cinematographer, because he has built an authority for himself there. He's shaping the music video narrative. We can actually say for a fact that TG Omori shaped Nigerian music video, and we now start seeing him as an authority in the industry. So also see your career as a creator, as a cinematographer, as a videographer, as a real career. And this is when you will be able to, become authority. If you think about, the next 10 years, the next 15 years, and you still want to be in this game, how do you want people to see you? What do you want to have changed because you are in this industry? Sometimes clients think what they are buying is the camera, the lens, the drone. They don't even know. And that's the funny thing. Most clients don't know why they are hiring you. Some of them think they are hiring you because of the camera, the lens, the drone, the gimbal. But most times, what they are hiring you for is your confidence. There's a difference between being confident and being rude, though. Your confidence, your judgment, your reliability, your leadership, your taste. When you are doing what you know how to do best, you own it. You are confident. You are not that kind of videographer that when you're on set, it is client that will be reminding you that, okay, your battery is almost dead, though. Then make sure you are reliable. One of the things that have helped me in my career is being obsessed with speed. So I've engineered my body system so much that I don't like to say I can work under pressure, but let's just call it I can work under pressure. Because even when I don't have a deadline to meet, I work like I have a deadline to meet, because I don't like it when one work is meeting another work. So when I now started working under pressure, because I viewed myself so much that I can now work so fast, so it was just nothing to me. So make sure you are reliable. Don't owe your clients, videos. Don't owe your clients, pictures. When you're supposed to deliver on time. Those are the things that will really make your clients come back. What attracted them to you is the quality of your work. But all of these things, how confident you are at the job. Nobody wants to pay somebody that is not really. When they pay you, even though you have clean visuals, but when the way you act on set, the way you manage the production is actually very important. And also peace of mind. Like I said, nobody wants to hire. Maybe the last time they hired you for an event, you misplaced the audio, or I don't know, maybe the camera one battery died on set and you didn't know until you were editing. Next time, even though your work is very clean, they'll be like, oh more. And this one now, we want you to come and film the Senate president. May you know go ahead. So people don't just pay for your equipment. And please stop charging just based on your equipment. I know a lot of content creators, videographers, cinematographers, we argue, what do you mean? Do you know how much they are selling FX6? But that should not be the reason. If they take away everything you have, you should still be able to make money. There's one prayer I used to pray to God, that God, if you want to take away anything, just make sure what I know is still there. Because as long as what I know is there, just give me any two. I'm going to deliver. And understand that cinematography is psychology. I said this earlier in a different way. I said you should see lights, the elements of filmmaking and cinematography, lights, movements, framing, sound, silence, and colors as a tool. See them as a tool to, lights for emotion, movements to create your tension, framing the relationship between your subject and the audience, sound, the memory, how you want them to remember that scene, silence, anticipation, colors, the feeling. All of this should be important. And the right question should be, what should the audience feel? Not what camera should I use? Before you even think of the camera you should use, why are you using an FX3? There are some shots that FX3 is actually an overkill. Osmo Pocket 4K is enough. You understand? Not what light I should use or what camera I should use. And I think, and the difference between content and cinema in this aspect is videos that are just content and videos that make impact. Is that videos that are just content are fast trending. In the next 2 weeks, you might probably not want to watch that video again. Just to get people's attention, not to make any impact, just for consumption, not to learn, not for learning, and just to feed the algorithm. But cinema, videos that have meaning, it's for meaning, identity, emotion, memory, legacy. If all you know is content, you are replaceable. And that's the fact. If you understand storytelling, you're timeless. And that's why most of us can still watch Home Alone till date. So building a creative capital, I think I will just skip this and let's talk about, collaboration and how collaboration creates wealth. You see, this is very, 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 very important. The future belongs to creative whose work creates value across industry, not just within one niche. When you collaborate beyond your comfort zone, you stop being a vendor and become a partner. Work with your clients like you're a partner, not a vendor. And every industry listed above has a story that needs to be told. You are the one who can tell it. You are not just a vendor that captures wedding. You are not a vendor that capture, perfume stores. You tell stories of how people should smell. You tell love stories. You are not a wedding videographer. And visibility. I said this earlier, Abby. Visibility without value is dangerous. Would you rather have 500,000 followers or 5 CEOs who trust your work? I bet you. I know that 500,000 followers seems to be like, looks like a lot of us dream here. We want to have that followers, but I'm very sure you don't want this. I started making over $5,000 on Instagram with less than 5,000 followers. And I have friends that have 100,000 followers on Instagram that if brands have, I reject brand deals if they don't align with my audience. I reject it. I don't collect all brand deals if they don't align with my audience. And I have a lot of friends with 100K followers that without clients deals, without brand deals, they cannot eat. Don't let that be your portion in Jesus' name. Oh. Virality is rented, authority is owned. Thank you very much. So, do we have any question?
I'm the leader of a brand for Gen Z. So I put out content, mostly talking head videos for Gen Zs to teach them value. So you've been speaking about storytelling. How can I actually tell stories with talking head videos, or do I have to be a cinematographer to be able to communicate the value that I want to give out to Gen Zs? Thank you very much.
I'm a fashion designer and also I'm a storyteller. So I want to ask, is it possible for you to be a cinematographer and also a storyteller, like combining the two together? Can you be able to do it properly, or you have to focus on one aspect of it?
I'm a cinematographer, and sometimes when I get deals, I mean, in that point of sometimes when you go to your client, reach out to you and say, okay, come and shoot for me, and then you ended up there showing your phone, and they were like, what is this? You get? So I want to ask that question now. How do you charge? Like, if you don't charge based on your gears, what's like? I just want to know how you charge your metrics and all like that. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you saw your audience were asking for lots and you listened to them and it sold out. So how do you balance? Because I'm sure you selling the lots it did not come from a place of, oh, I want to create and sell lots. You wanted to create courses that sell value and can stand a legacy, yeah? So how do you balance monetizing those courses over the lots? Because of course you want to sell the lots and make money first, but you don't want to be known for just selling lots. You also want to keep that legacy. So how do you balance it out?
Okay. Let me start from the first question. I'm trying to remember what the first question is, but no, the first question.
How can I tell stories?
Okay, yeah. With B-rolls, you can tell stories with talking head using B-rolls. You know what we call B-rolls? Cutaways. You don't have to. It's B-rolls, but while you're talking, you can be showing. Then try as much as possible to tell relatable stories. When I'm talking about storytelling, I also mean telling stories with your mouth. Don't just, I know you want to give values, you want to teach people, but the best way to sell to people is not by telling them you are trying to sell to them. It's not by telling them come and buy. You sell to them from back door. Tell stories that will make them feel like they need to buy, that will make them feel like they need to listen. Give them reasons to listen to you. And for the next person, you said how you said Taylor. Yeah, you will be surprised to know that I started my career in Abuja 7 years ago. I came to Abuja as a fashion designer. I was actually a full-time fashion designer until, let's say, 4 years ago. I started this career full-time 4 years ago. I used to be a fashion designer, and that's a good one. And also, we use cinematography to tell stories. It's not different. There's no cinematography without storytelling. The purpose of cinematography, like I told you, what we use, the elements of cinematography, lights, movements, compositions, is to tell stories. What determine the kind of light you're using is your story. What determine the kind of movements you're doing is your story. What determine your framing, your composition is your story. So we use cinematography is a means to tell stories. It's not different from storytelling. And to my brother, you asked how I charge and how to charge if you're not supposed to charge. When I say don't charge based on the gear you are using, is because what I'm trying to say is I'm not saying you should not factor in the gear as the cost of production. Of course, and take notes, if you are charging just because of your gear, that means you're not even factoring your profits. This is how I calculate. Calculate your cost of production. Is different. Cost of production, the gears you use, your money as a director if you are directing, your money as a cinematographer if you are doing cinematography, then get your profits and add it to it. But what I'm saying is the fact that you are using an FX6 is not enough reason to justify. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to say. And okay, so I still sell in as much as you want to listen to your audience. You don't also want to force what they don't want on them. I learned the hard way because there's something called that I was supposed to do. I was actually supposed to analyze my audience and know what they really want and also try to understand how they want it. So the reason I was not able to sell out my classes was because I was selling the wrong way, not because they don't need it. Now I offer a one-on-one, or mentorship. I offer classes, one-on-one classes, and it has been getting booked back to back. So, and I also realized that because we have a lot of Gen Zs in this industry, and what they want is results. People don't really want to spend time with you learning. They want alpha, and that was why the lot sold out. Is because they know that once they put it on their S-Log footage, it's going to convert it and give them beautiful color instantly. They don't want stress. They don't want let me teach you through the process of learning color grading. So I had to figure out how to do that with my classes. So how to sell the results directly, not just the process. You think you're passionate, you want to help people, but don't stress them. Just give them how they, sell to them how they want to be sold to. Thank you very much.